Okay, right, the last task then, DB4, it says Leonie wants to display the results of the query or search carried out in part B of task DB3 in a database report. So the query that you did here, the results of this need to be displayed now as a report. So currently they're being displayed like this, which is not the most user-friendly of ways. So Leonie would like this to be in a report. Okay, so it says to go on and create a database report to display the results, and the report must show all of these fields, have a suitable title, the column headings must be easy to understand, and it should fit onto one side of A4 landscape. Okay, so let's close this query, and then let's go ahead to create and then report wizard. Here you must make sure that you've selected the right item to create the database, to create the report for. So we want to create it for the query DB3. Then you go ahead and you add the fields in the order they want. So we've got walk name, first name, last name, walk date. So walk name, first name, last name, and then walk date. That's it. They are the fields that are wanted. Here now it's asking how do you want to view your data. It hasn't given any specifics in terms of groupings or anything like that. So just we just want it in normal view. So just make sure that all the fields are together in one row after the other, rather than having some sort of grouping going on. You can see here you've got by walker or by coast walk or by history. Leave it by history. That seems fine. Do you want to add any grouping levels? No, we don't. Again, because it hasn't specifically asked us to, so we don't do that. And then you click next. It's not asked us for any specific order. We'll just leave it in the order that the query has sorted it. Tabular is fine. Portrait for now is fine. Actually, it did say, didn't it? You can change it after anyway, but here it's saying it fits onto one side A4 landscape. So let's change it landscape now. And then let's just for now call this, what is it, DB4 report. If it's asked you to give it a certain name now, then save the database report as task DB4. Right, let's call it task DB4. Here we go. Okay, fine. You can always change the names of these items after anyway, so that's fine. Anyway, okay, so that's what it looks like at the moment. Seems all right, but there are a few things maybe that we could change. So let's go ahead and close print preview and make those changes in design view. So if you want to see the report as to what it will look like when it will be printed or whatever, then that's report view. You select report view. When you want to change things in design, then you go to design view. So this is what we're going to adjust here. Okay. One of the first things I'm going to do is make sure it has a suitable title. So currently it says task DB4. That's not a suitable title. It's not very informative. So let's go ahead, double check what was the task again in DB3 that this report is being based on. A list of walkers who have completed either the Anglesey walk or the Durham walk. Okay. So, I mean, like, we can just add that. That's fine. Let's just adjust it slightly though, yeah? So walkers who have completed either the Anglesey walk or the Durham walk. I can remove that walk from there. That's fine. I'm going to elongate this box so it just uses up most of the top of the page. I'm going to go to home and center this and enlarge the text to maybe 24. Okay, and I'm just going to bring that down slightly. Lovely. What does that look like? That looks like this. That's a bit better. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. Now we move on to the next one, which is have column headings that are easy to understand. Now, walk name, first name, last name, walk date, they all need spaces in between them. Okay, so we need to sort that out. So let's go back to design view. And in the heading boxes, we go ahead and we add that space. We're not going to add the space to the details one, to the top one. Okay, so the top boxes you can see with the field names in them, they are the headings, and these are the actual details. If I go now to report view, you can see that those spaces have been added. Okay, let's go back and maybe make these a bit bold, make them stand out a bit. I'm holding down Control on my keyboard to select multiple fields together. Then I'm going to go to home. I'm going to make the text black and then bold just to make it stand out a bit more. So that's what it looks like now. It's a bit more easy to read. I'm going to lessen the gap between these two fields. and maybe bring this in a bit from the right side because it's a bit too up against the right side. So let me just do that. Let me change the sizes of these fields here. I'm holding down Control, and then I'm going to use my arrows to move fields. That's what you should do. Control or Shift work actually to select two different fields. Yeah, hold down your arrow keys or use your arrow keys to move boxes, because especially when you've got the heading and the detail being moved, you want to make sure that they both, you know, stay kind of in line and they're not one up, one down or whatever. Yeah, so just make sure you do that. Okay, here we go. Looks a bit better. Okay, fine. What else? What else do we have to do? This is what it looks like in just normal report view. If you go here to the bottom, you've got report view, you've got print preview, you've got layout view, and you've got design view. I'm going to click on print preview. This is what it looks like when it's going to be printed. You can see it's got one page only, so that's all good. And I've got this footer information at the bottom. That is something I might adjust now, because it says, what else does it say? Let's see, column headings are easy to understand, done that. Fits onto one side of A4 landscape, done that. Enter task DB4, your name and all this other information in the page footer, right, in the page footer. So we need to sort that out. So let me do that now. So design view. Here's the page footer. It's got the date and it's got page number. Don't really need page numbers. Let me just get rid of that, delete that. Okay, so in arrange, is it arrange or is it format? Where is it? Was it design even? Let's see. Oops, hold on. Oh, it's in design. It's because I had it downsized. You couldn't see it. But in the design toolbar or ribbon, you've got this third item that you can use called the label. So that is what you're actually going to click and draw a label, and you're going to enter your information here. So task DB4 followed by your name, and then all the other information it's asked you to add. Okay, so you just make sure you add that information. Just take that a bit. Let's see what that looks like in report view. So it's there. If you want to push it against the right or have it right aligned, then make sure you do that. I'm just going to do that now quickly. So home, right aligned, lovely. Okay, so yep, that's fine. You can also go to report view from here, or print preview, sorry, print preview from here to see that the actual footer is a footer. So it's at the bottom, it's not at the top. It just shows you that because it just does. Okay, lovely. I think that's everything done. That's done. So enter that information into the page footer. Check that the layout of the content, layout and content of the database report is fit for purpose. So it's fit for purpose because we've done everything that they asked us to and it looks good. And then you go ahead and print. So all of that for 5 marks. Lovely. Okay. So yeah, that's it then. That's the end of this database task. It wasn't too bad. And altogether that's worth 28 marks, which is a good amount of marks. So just make sure you actually read through each of the tasks carefully and yeah, just check your work as you're going along and all should be okay. Lovely.